Hello YouTube. It's been a while since I made a video, so I figured I'd make one. Got another AC 44 AC to go with the other one I had. Same Kato 2952 and 2859. Get the speed match them there. Running smooth now. BLI switcher, CN. I just like that paint scheme. Pretty snazzy, ain't it? I like the Kansas City Southern paint scheme because I've seen them in real life up north Mississippi when I visit my son's house. Well, I found out some things through running my trains and trying to consist, and as I put more and more locomotives on the layout just sitting here, I noticed I was starting to get a few places where my locomotives would like slow down, and some of the older ones I'd get at a flea market or something wouldn't want to work right. You know, and I've had a NCE power cab for a while. I meant since I put my layout together. So I ordered a WifiTrax WFD31 to go with my cab. WifiTrax here will totally replace the panel that you get with your NCE power cab. Totally replace it, and you hook your power supply right up the back of it. All you got to do is drill out a 5mm hole, or I used a fraction drill bit to make this fit. And I would make a consist, turn my layout back on. Some of the locomotives would be going at a different speed, like I didn't speed match them, and that was getting aggravating, to say the least. I decided to get one of these alpha meters. I've wanted one for a long time, but DCC Concepts sells that, and I got it. And lo and behold, when I hooked it up, I was seeing that before I even started the locomotive up, but you know, all of my locomotives are sitting on the track. I've got sound and non-sound mixed up, and you know, this has got the LED kit in it, light kit already installed in it, my Southern Pacific daylight, and that actually pulls from your DCC power too. Not a whole lot, but you know, some. And I got the note when I hooked this up, I got to noticing I didn't have but like 10 volts somewhere. I didn't make no recordings of it. In my layout, you know, I would be sitting here pulling like 0.6 amps. And that has steadily risen since I've been adding locomotives just sitting on the track. And I've put a video up of how many I could run, how many locomotives, and I've run 8, 9 locomotives. And I mentioned in the video that all I have to do is, you know, turn the speed up on them as I add more, but the amp meter on here would it wouldn't tap out. It'd go like 1.2 amps about the max, but you know, it don't show you voltage. Turn around looking at my locomotives, make sure I don't hit any. By the way, I'm running 10 locomotives right now, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 1.2 amps. This thing seems to be very accurate. I would run several locomotives, not 10, but about 6, maybe 5. And this voltage right here would go down to 9 point something volts. That's not enough for N scale. It's supposed to be 12 volts. They'll run less than that, but you can have more problems. You don't want to get too high or you'll start getting overheating, is what I'm reading. But anyway, so I've went this route with the WifiTrax. That's what I got. I got the 31 because you can use it with a power cab or a cab bus. And I went that route because I know I could still use it from watching enough videos that I could hook it up to a smart booster. So that's what I did. Bought a smart booster. Excuse my mess in here, but this is where I'm putting it. Smart booster. And I had to buy a cable. NCE, flat RJ12 to, man, that was easy to hook up. Just hook the power supply up right here, hook the one wire up to my meter, and I ran that straight to my circuit breaker. Already had that, and cranked it up, and my voltage went from 9 something to sitting still. It's 11.78 volts. This right here was resting. All my locomotive sitting here was still like 0.65, 6.7, with everything on the track not moving. So I've been able to use the engine driver. Got on a tablet, and I use it on the phone I'm recording with right now, but since I'm recording I can't be using it. I've got 6 throttles set up here. You got a tons. I'm using engine driver on an Android tablet. Several options on here. Do all kind of stuff. You can name your function buttons. You got a stop button. I got emergency stop up here. You can build your rosters. Your roster will be stored inside the WifiTrax here. And every time you turn on, like the TCS 100 throttle or engine driver, or if you got iPhone, you use Y throttle, I believe it is. Speed up, slow down. You can either hit the buttons, move the slider, however you want to. You see how slow I'm moving all my locomotives. I don't go too fast. Some of them's going faster than I like right now. I'm just trying to pull some amps. Use that old smart booster. Well, since I've got my voltage up, hooking up the smart booster down there, all my locomotives run amazingly well. I guess because I had so much footage to track. Plus, I know that's not based on the track, but I do think, since I've had so many sitting on here, I don't know what the limit is. NCE, the power cab wouldn't pull no more amps hardly, but it seems like the voltage would just drop. Like I said, I've got 50 track leads up under here. I do have a couple spots where it's too long, like right over in here, but I've got a lot of wiring under here, and it's not big gauge wire. It's 16 gauge bus. The drop feeders for Unitrack, it's 24 gauge. I've studied a lot, and they said you don't need to go like 12 gauge, 16 gauge, because the bigger it is, it's like, it's taking a lot of electricity to fill the whole wire and track up with electricity. I don't know the correct term for that, but it does make a difference. You wouldn't put a 9-volt battery through a 13,800 volt cable. You wouldn't have nothing left when you got the end of it, so to speak. So anyway, this has made a big difference. I've had some of my flea market locomotives that I've gotten. These two right here would barely run, and now they run like a new one. This one does here. This is the old locomotive at Santa Fe. This is the only one that don't run good, but I think it's the connections from the trucks up to the motor. in my con system locomotives, that's a lot more precise now. Every time I've run them so far, they're the same speed. You know, one of these locomotives will change speed, one of these would, but now I'm consistent every time I run them through my Unitrack speedometer here. I use that too. That helps get the speed right. Set the max speed on them with your CV, and then you can get your mid and starting off, you know, around your 20 step, 10 step, 40 step, 60 step speeds same, and then they're real close to max before you even set them beside each other. So I have enjoyed the Smart Booster. I just got it a couple days ago, or a day ago. I've been messing around with it a lot. My voltage is up. You can even select another voltage on here. It's 12 volt or 13.8. But I think 12 volts fine for N scale. I think you go HO, you bump it up 13.8. That's what I've seen the videos on. So I didn't have to go JMRI or nothing. I kind of didn't want to do that. My own reasons. I mean, look, I've got wireless now just by buying the WifiTrax Smart Booster. Got a meter. Of course, you know, they said this does just like the Smart Booster with the UTP panel when you buy it. See, I didn't have to buy one with Smart Booster because the WifiTrax acts as either or, PCP or U whatever. It'll suffice for both of them. Got a switch under the one I got, so goes straight to the cab bus. So I didn't need it. So I can use it just like so I can pull it out. Y'all know how it works. Y'all seen the videos. Now my power's not coming from here, it's coming from the Smart Booster. And I've got my power supply. I've got my flat cable. And I've got PCP. Now I've got me a program track set up. So all I have to do is unplug this, take this, hook it up to my program track, and bam. I've got a dedicated program track. Of course I gotta, you know, mount it somewhere. I don't want it on my layout, so I put it on a board, make it like portable or something. No, I don't run this many locos all the time, but I was at the limit of my power cab just from having that many locomotives on the track. I've watched a bunch of videos on that. There's people argue about it. I ain't gonna argue about it. I've just experienced what I'm talking about. So if I had a little bit less track and less locomotives on the track at one time, see, all these are sitting there just powered up. So they do take a little bit of juice sitting there. These two are not. And I guarantee you that ain't pulling no electricity. Back 06303 back. And put it in reverse here. Moves kind of. I think this is an old lens decoder in here. Look how smooth that thing will run. I did wipe my track down a little bit, some of it, not all of it. Just a smooth old lens decoder. It's an Atlas. And I'll stop it on the track. I'm just using this tablet. I ain't got to. I can use my cab. Just messing around with it. I can control more trains. You can get it on your phone where you can hold it easier, and you got a switching deal. I didn't have to change any channels on this thing. It comes with so many features. I didn't have to do anything though. Nothing different on that or the booster, and everything just works if you just watch the videos. You don't have to read all them complicated instructions. I guess if you want to learn to program or build your own one day, maybe. Just watch trains go for a little while, yeah. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. A little conversation on my electrical upgrades. And they're all working good. So, ask any questions you want to about what we talked about or others. I'll try to get some kind of answer. Or to give me something to think about. Talk about. Make a video sooner. Hope y'all having a good day. Lord bless you. And see y'all later.